So I work a lot with my students using the stool as a stimulus and just see what happens as they stand up and sit down, because with the stimulus of folding and unfolding your limbs, usually the head will start tipping back onto the neck, onto the spine, and compressing the spine. So I see most students are kind of like this. Notice the head tipping back and the shoulders either hunching or riding high and the back compresses. So the reason this is important is that there are more joints in the neck than anywhere else in the body, and a joint means a bone connecting with a bone. So if the neck is tight or compressed, then that's going to send layers of compression and tightness and unnecessary tension throughout the body. So if the neck is tight or compressed, the body cannot be free. So that's why I work a lot with my students, have them allow the neck to be free, and to teach them just make a decision as you stand up and sit down to not tip your head back. So it's hard to teach yourself Alexander technique, but obviously F.M. Alexander, the developer of the Alexander technique, was able to teach himself. So it can be done. And one of the things that I'd advise is just keep a hand on the back of your neck. And notice what happens when you engage in any activity, particularly challenging activity like getting in and out of a chair. See if the head starts to tip back and compress. See if the neck starts to tighten. And a variation on this is to keep one hand on the back of your head, one hand on your lower back, and see if the distance between your hands shortens, compresses while you're getting in and out of a chair. So the getting in and out of the chair has no meaning. What does have meaning is getting in and out of a chair, using that as a stimulus, and just seeing what your reaction is to that stimulus, because most people react to a strong stimuli by compression, by layers of unnecessary tension and tightness. So what's important is that even as you're going down in space, you're still lengthening and widening. So fundamental Alexander directions are the neck is free, so the head can release forward and up, and so you're directing your head basically in this direction, because our tendency for most of us is to tip the head back and down. So we have the direction of thinking the head forward and up. So whatever you're doing, you're thinking the head forward and up. So if I'm coming down here to the floor, I'm still thinking about my head releasing it away from my torso. So forward and up, basically, when I'm down here, picking something off the floor, is my head's going towards the floor. If I didn't think those directions, what would naturally happen for me and for most people is that the head will tip back like this, and the whole back will compress. But you don't want that. You want to think the head away from the torso. So picking something off the floor, still directing the head away from the torso. This direction is just a gentle wish for the head to release away from the torso. It's not a push. It's not primarily a doing, because you'll notice when you try to do this direction, that it will cause you to tighten and actually compress, which is the opposite of what we want. So it's just a gentle wish for the head to be released away from the torso and for the neck to be free. So whatever I'm doing, coming down into a squat, bending over, reaching out, I just have this gentle wish for my head to release away from my torso. So as I come here, pick something off my desk, still having that gentle wish for my head to release away from the torso. This is the fundamental direction that we wish for the head to release away from the torso, instead of tipping back and down, compressing the torso, compressing the spine, making everything smaller and tighter. Instead we have this gentle wish to go up, up, flowing up through the torso, thinking about the back widening and lengthening. So you can practice this on your own. Sit in a chair, put a hand on your neck. Just find out what happens. Notice, feel the urge to tighten your neck as you get in and out of a chair, and simply inhibit that urge. Let it go. Don't follow it. And notice that as you think about your head gently releasing away from your torso, it makes movement a lot easier. You can just flow up out of the chair. And then check the length between your two hands here, the back of the head, the lower back. Check, see if that distance compresses. You don't want that distance to compress. You want the back to lengthen. You want to be thinking up even as you're going down in space. So even as I'm coming down here, I'm still thinking about my neck is free, my head's releasing away from my torso, my back is lengthening to widen.